Hey, what's up everyone? This is Zach and I am here with a list video for you guys. Now for this list, I'll be going over my favorite second albums from metalcore bands. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And this list is in no particular order either. So I think the first album we'll get into here is Alive or Just Breathing by Killswitch Engage. This is definitely one of the first albums that come to mind when I think of best second albums from a metalcore band. And I think a lot of people would probably agree with me on this one. I mean, I think this album is great. In my opinion, I think it is Killswitch Engage's best album. This came out in 2002, and this was the last Killswitch Engage album for a while to feature Jesse Leach on vocals until he came back for 2013's Disarm the Descent. But Alive or Just Breathing, I really dig this album. I think that this is peak Killswitch Engage. This is them at their best. Many great songs on here, such as Numbered Days, and of course, My Last Serenade, which is a Killswitch Engage classic at this point. So, Alive or Just Breathing, great album from Killswitch Engage. So, the next album up is All That Remains with This Darkened Heart. Definitely one of All That Remains' best albums, I would say. This came out in 2004. Great album, some of their heaviest material, I'd say. Many great songs such as the title track and, of course, Tattered on My Sleeve, which is probably one of my favorite All That Remains songs, too. I really dig that song a lot. The riff work is great, and just everything about that song you just cannot go wrong with. But This Darkened Heart, I do think it is one of All That Remains' best albums, and it's definitely a step up from their debut album Behind Silence and Solitude. So I would say that this is a massive step up, just in comparison. So yeah, just everything has been done better with this album. So This Darkened Heart by All That Remains, great album. If you haven't heard this one, definitely check it out. So next we've got The Oncoming Storm by Unearth. Now, to be fair, I haven't heard everything from Unearth, but out of everything that I have heard so far, I would say that this is one of their best albums. I really dig this album, and I think Unearth, all in all, is just a very good band. From what I can tell, very consistent in the genre of metalcore. You get some great riffs, great guttural vocals just throughout this album. It's just outstanding, and Zombie Autopilot is maybe one of my favorite Unearthed songs as well. I really dig this song, and then of course you have other great songs on here such as Failure and The Great Dividers. So yeah, The Oncoming Storm by Unearthed, great album, and I know a lot of fans say that this is either their best or one of their best, and again, out of everything that I've heard so far from the band, I would agree. I think that this album is great, definitely a great album, and if you like metalcore, for whatever reason you haven't heard this one, check it out. So next, Demon Hunter with Summer of Darkness, their 2004 album. I really dig this album. Is it one of their weakest? I would say so, personally. I do think it is a step down from Demon Hunter's debut album, but that's not really saying a whole lot because I think this album is still good for what it is. It's still a very solid album with many great songs on it, of course, such as Not Ready to Die, the opening track. It's a Demon Hunter classic. It's got a great chorus, very catchy. And then, of course, you have My Heartstrings Come Undone, which is a fan favorite Demon Hunter ballad. Our Faces Fall Apart, which has Howard Jones featured, which is cool. And then Less Than Nothing, I think, is a underrated Demon Hunter track. I Play Dead is definitely one of my favorites on this album as well. I really dig that song. It's more on the melodic side, but I really dig it. And then I think on Coffin Builder, you have someone from Thousand Foot Crutch featured in that song. That's a band I never really got into too much. I don't think they're bad, but I just never got into their music. But as for the song Coffin Builder, I think it's all right. I think it's a decent track. I don't think it's one of my favorites on the album, but it's not bad though. So yeah, Summer of Darkness definitely has some good songs. Definitely has some solid vocals, and even the guest appearances, they do good here. So yeah, but honestly, and this is part of the reason why this has always been one of my least favorite Demon Hunter albums. The album is way too long. I mean, 13 tracks. It's just not necessary, in my opinion. And also, I do feel like the album could benefit with more variety in the track listing, but those are just a few gripes that I have with the album. But besides those, I think it's a solid album for what it is. It has some good songs. So, Summer of Darkness by Demon Hunter, good album. Very good album, I'd say. All right, so next we've got Trivium with their album Ascendancy. A great album, and definitely another album that would come to mind, I think not just for me, but for a lot of people when they think of best second albums from a metalcore band. I mean, I know a lot of people would say that this is peak Trivium, and I would say almost. Shogun is actually my favorite Trivium album, but Ascendancy would be a very close second for me. Great album, has many great songs. Rain, the title track, Like Light to the Flies, and I think The Deceived is a pretty underrated Trivium track, to be honest. But yeah, definitely a step up from their debut Ember to Inferno, which I think that album is good, but Ascendancy, definitely a step up, I'd say. So Ascendancy, definitely some of their best work, I'd say, and a great album that you can't go wrong with. And even if you're not a metalcore listener, definitely check out this album, because I think when it comes to a lot of the metalheads out there that say that they don't like metalcore, I think Trivium is at least one of the most respected bands in the metal community and just the genre of metal as a whole. So there you go. But Trivium with Ascendancy, this is a great album that you should definitely check out. Okay, so last for this list, we've got As I Lay Dying with their album Frail Words Collapse. Now, I know As I Lay Dying is a pretty controversial band due to Tim's actions in the past, but you definitely can't deny the talent of this group and what all they've done for metalcore, and they're often considered one of the best bands in metalcore, too. And this album actually has the song that got me into As I Lay Dying's music many years back, 94 Hours. That was one of the songs that not only got me into As I Lay Dying, but helped me get into metalcore more and more. You know, basically further my exploration into the genre of metalcore. But 94 Hours is a great As I Lay Dying track. And then, of course, you have Elegy on here as well. Another good one. So Frail Words Collapse, you could argue it's one of their heaviest albums too, and it's definitely a step up from their debut album as well. Now, their debut, I'd say, is one of their weakest, but Frail Words Collapse is definitely an improvement, I'd say. And I think a lot of fans would say the same thing. So for Frail Words Collapse by As I Lay Dying, really good album for sure. So that is my list of my favorite second albums from metalcore bands. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite second metalcore albums? Feel free to let me know in the comments. So what did you think of my choices? Of course, let me know about that as well. So with all of that being said, thank you for watching. Take care and have a good one.